Would you say that now it would be time to really encourage organizations to understand that security is very much a data problem? This is where this is where we should be focusing, really, is in these data stores, who's sharing it, who's doing what with it, who's got access to it, what have we got, and really kind of getting a focus on that data first.
I totally agree with that, by the way. The security is a data problem. And I think the first time I ever realized that was in 2017, I think, when I was at Airbnb. And I was just trying to query data that we had collected and normalized and everything. And I was just having a hard time doing it because the platform we had built on top of Streamalert, which was using Athena and S3 and things like that, was just having a very hard time at, real scale. And that kind of made me think, okay, we really need to reapproach this in an even better way. Like the next time I do this or the next time I would build this. But you're definitely right in that the adoption of SaaS, the adoption of cloud, not only increased the scale of the data that we have to collect, but it also increased the number of places we have to collect it from. And it also increased the variance of that data. So I'll again break it into the four areas, right? It's like, can we collect the data? Can we at least pull it from where it exists? Can we normalize it and pull the things out that we care about? And then can we search it? Can we get alerts on it? And can we investigate it? And then another really important point with investigation is, can we actually correlate things together? Can we say that, hey, a user logged into our SSO, they went into our Zoom, and then they pulled a bunch of the Zoom recordings, and they came from this IP, and the IP is in this country, and can you answer all these questions, right? It's like, you have to think like an investigator. That's really what a good incident responder does. They keep asking questions till there's no more questions to ask. And we have to build a platform that supports that idea and gives people the right paradigms and the right patterns that exist to do that. So yeah, it's certainly a data problem. It's an ETL problem. But again, I'm going to go back to time as an important part to never forget about here. We have to always keep in mind that security teams are pressed for time, and they're trying to get spun up as fast as possible. They're trying to get detections and capabilities as fast as possible. So we need to keep both of these things in mind. So when we're collecting, 20 terabytes of data per day, we want to make that process really simple. We want to make it hey, connect your, SaaS with OAuth, just click a button, or go create a little access token and give us that access, and we'll pull the logs into your instance. And, you have the ability to search them and write detections on them. And then, everything else is taken care of for you. So when we think about scale, we have to think about what are the technologies that we're using today to give teams the benefit of time and flexibility. And that's a big reason that we actually invested in Snowflake. So kind of an implementation detail at this point, but it's very important. It's very important for our platform. So we switched to Snowflake this year, really. We made a really hard switch to Snowflake. And the reason that I made that decision was because for the first time I've ever been able to experience, we could just put, 70, 80, 100 terabytes of data into a warehouse, and we could write queries that would return in seconds or minutes. And it's just mind blowing. And that's never been possible before. I've never seen a platform that's able to do that, but it's not Snowflake alone, right? It's Panther and Snowflake. Because like I said, there's a whole piece before that, which is we have to collect the data, we have to normalize it, and then we have to put it somewhere. And, there's solutions for all of these things kind of by themselves. So there's ETL tools that exist. There's data stores that exist. There's analysis tools that exist, right? But the thing in security, again, going back to time, no one has time to configure each of those in isolation and figure out how to make them all work together. That's what we're doing. We're trying to take that burden away from the teams, and we're trying to be no. Panther is a security analytics platform. You can do a lot of different things in it. And we take care of all of the overhead, the complexity with handling ETL, the complexity with doing stream processing even, right? all of that is taken care of for you. Just get your data in and we'll take care of it. So knowing how to accommodate that data problem is something that we take on as a company, and we should, right? Like that's our job. Our job is to be the expert in that. And we hopefully make the right technical decisions that will last us for the next 5 to 10 years. And I really believe that we have so far. And we'll continue to make these decisions. And yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it just comes down to using the power of the cloud to our advantage. You know, the fact that there are a lot of these like serverless things that exist now that abstract away these highly technical and very difficult to do systems like Spark or Kafka, and these things that, you know, other teams of people, you'd have to have like 20 or 30 people just like working on this full time to really operate at scale. We have the benefit of using tools like Snowflake and AWS Lambda and Kinesis and all these other things, right? And these are data-oriented services that are really powering Panther. And ultimately, like that's really what's going to make us successful right now. For a lot of security teams who are trusting us with you know, taking on this very difficult problem. And yeah, I mean, the last thing I'll say is it's so important to start this now, like this transition into data lakes and, you know, cloud native processing and a lot of these other patterns that have so much positive effect over time. So being able to get your data structured, compressed in the right store, it takes teams a lot of time to do this on their own. And I would always think, you know, just do it as fast as you can. Like do it now, don't wait.